ये ग्रीन वाला है क्या? हेलो
Yes, ma'am.
यस, इतना कम स्ट्रेंथ है ऑनलाइन में भी. ठीक है. सो लास्ट क्लास, सो आई हैव said you to do fourth question, page number 31. Have you done, everyone? हाँ, डिमांड फोरकास्टिंग का फोर्थ क्वेश्चन.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is there any doubts regarding that 4 questions? No doubt. Marker? Where is marker? Achha. So let us start our new topic, capacity planning. So what is capacity planning? Capacity planning मतलब can anyone? Capacity planning means कैपेसिटी का प्लानिंग मतलब क्या है? ऑनलाइन एनीवन? सो कैपेसिटी का प्लानिंग मतलब प्रोडक्शन को अच्छे से प्लान करना. ठीक है. फैक्ट्री में मतलब लेट अस टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ राजू. सो अ पर्सन कॉल्ड राजू started a business. Okay. So he started what business? Steel. Example, like let us take steel. Okay. He will produce steel products. So what is mean by capacity planning? In this case, where he had two machines, machine 1 and machine 2, which produces, one machine produces 10,000 steel products and another unit produces 10,000. So overall, so 20,000. So in the first year he got a demand of 20,000. Okay. Okay, is that clear? So now, so what the capacity, so what the production is? 20,000. So there is no surplus or no deficit because he has planned his production properly. So planning of production or planning of what he produces is known as capacity. मतलब इस उनके पास कुछ मशीन्स होगा तो वो कितना प्रोड्यूस करेगा अकॉर्डिंग टू द डिमांड. Do he have the proper machines what produces, which produces the finished goods? He need to have the he need to have the machines which produces the products to meet the demand. Okay. For suppose let us take an example, second one, where he had a demand in the second year. So this is a year 1, so this is a year 2. In year 1 he has demand of 20,000, so he has produced 20,000 units. So here he has planned his capacity. Next, in second year where his demand was for 50,000, okay, but his machines can produce only 20,000. So here how much deficit is there? 30,000. So capacity production, so capacity planning is not only related to present, okay, it is also related for the future. Means capacity planning should also be done keeping in mind of future. Okay. So here he has a deficit of 30,000 because of he has not planned his capacity properly, not planned his capacity properly. Okay. Everyone clear? Clear? So this is what capacity planning. So let us go in a definition given in your book. Capacity planning, the effective management of capacity is the most important responsibility of production and operation management. The objectives of capacity management is planning. First is planning. Then after, control of capacity. So here in the first case, he has a production, he has a machinery which produces 20,000 units to meet his demand of 20,000. But in the second year, he does not have the machines because he has not properly planned and controlled the production. If he would have purchased a new machine called machine 3 which produces 30,000 units. So here in the second year, he would have met 50,000 demand, 50,000 units demand. So here there is no proper capacity planning. So that's why he has failed. Okay. Next, to match the level of operations to the level of demand. To match the level of operations to the level of demand. Capacity is nothing but to match the level of operation. So what we have produced and what the consumers are willing to buy, how much the consumers are willing to buy should be met, and capacity is not only estimated or planned for present, it also be planned for future. Okay? Clear everyone? So next, capacity planning is concerned with finding the answers to the basic questions regarding capacity, such as what kind of capacity is needed. So what kind of capacity means? So where the capacity matlab production of not only material, it may be related to labor, installation of machinery, installation of machinery हो सकता है, increasing of manpower भी हो सकता है. So these are the things which can be chosen, okay, by planning capacity. So first we have to take what are the three questions when we are planning capacity. What kind of capacity is needed? Is the capacity needed to raw material or the labor or machinery, okay, so etc. Or technologically we need to expand our capacity, or labor wise, or raw material wise, or resources wise. So these are the things we have to keep in view while planning capacity. So the second question which arises, what? How much capacity is needed? So so now I know what kind of capacity. So I want to increase my capacity through increasing my labor. So now second question arises, how much labor I needed? Okay, is that मतलब 6 hours work करने वाला चाहिए, नहीं तो 10 hours work करने वाला चाहिए, नहीं तो वीक में 2 days वर्क करने वाला चाहिए, ऐसे. Okay, we have to let us know to how much capacity is needed through that labor force. Next, when this capacity is needed. So when it is needed, only through when there is a demand, or when there is a seasonality based I needed this labor, or when there is a demand to the product I needed that labor. So we need to know that. Okay. So what are the three questions which arises when we are planning the capacity? What kind of capacity is needed, and how much it is needed, and when it is needed. Okay. Is that clear? So next, capacity planning is to be carried out keeping in mind the future growth. So I have said that. So capacity should be planned by keeping in mind the future growth and expansion plan, trends, sales forecast, etc. So capacity planning is required for following. For what we have needed the capacity planning? sufficient capacity is required to meet the customer demand in time. Capacity affects the cost efficiency of operation. Capacity affects the scheduling system. Capacity creation requires an investment. So first one, what is that? Sufficient capacity is required to meet the customer demand. So in this case, which whatever the example I have explained, in the second year there is only 20,000 production has been done, where the demand is for 50,000. So here the demand is for 50,000, but they have produced only 20,000. So 30,000 is deficiency. So here the customer demand is not met. Okay, due to what? Improper production capacity planning, we did not met 30,000 units of customer demand. Okay, next, second case. So capacity affects the cost efficiency of operations. Okay, cost efficiency को भी affect करता है. कैसे? अगर पहले whenever in the first year he had bought that machinery which produces, so in the first year itself, if Raju has bought machinery of rupees 10 lakhs, suppose example, which produces 30,000 units, but if he has bought that machinery in the first year, that machinery cost only 10 lakhs. But if the same machinery is bought in second year, the machinery would cost him 15 lakhs. Okay, so this extra 5 lakhs whatever he has incurred as an expenditure, he will also put that in the product itself. Okay, so he will increase the price of this extra 30,000 units by let us take an assume like that 5 rupees extra. Okay, if he has purchased that machinery in the first year, it could cost 10 lakhs, but the same machinery he has purchased in second year, so the cost has increased to 5 lakhs. The whatever the cost extra 5 lakhs he has incurred, he has put on this product. So he has increased the product cost because he has incurred extra cost of 5 lakhs. Okay, so this is the capacity affects the cost efficiency of operation. Operation का cost भी increase हो जाती है improper production improper capacity planning के वजह से, so cost efficiency भी increase हो जाती है. Next, capacity affects the scheduling time. Scheduling time को भी क्या है? Affect करता है. कैसे? बोलो. Where I wanted to increase the capacity of the labor. So I want to increase the capacity of the labor. So where let us take where I have 100 workers. Okay, 100 workers. Sorry, 100 workers who works 5 hours per day. 5 hours per day for 5 days. So I need to increase, I wanted to increase my capacity, so I wanted to increase my labor force. So I wanted to increase my labor force to 120 workers who work 6 hours per day, who need to work 6 hours per day for 6 days. Okay, here I am increasing the scheduling time to meet my demand. Okay, here I am increasing the scheduling time to increase my demand. So this is the capacity planning to increase what is that? Affect the scheduling time. Okay, next, capacity creation also requires an investment. Yes, of course, प्रॉपर प्लानिंग के लिए तो प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करना है तो इन्वेस्टमेंट तो करना ही पड़ता है ना. नेक्स्ट, capacity planning is the first step when an organization decides to produce more and new products. So capacity planning where when it is required, when the organization is planning for what? Expansion or expansion or new products. Next, so the capacity is of two types, long term and short term. Next, effective capacity can be determined by giving due consideration for the following factors. So what are the factors that are determined by giving consideration? So effective capacity can be determined by giving due consideration to the following factors. What are the following factors? See, facilities. So capacity, effective capacity के लिए ये factors बहुत यूज होता है. What are the factors? Facilities है. Facilities मतलब design, location. So where the factory is located is also important to increase the capacity. Where I have located in an area where my example take my factory is located in an area like Dubai, suppose, okay, where I don't get any water, okay, my factory needed much water. Suppose I am producing water bottles, okay, drinking water bottles I am producing. So but there is no water facility क्योंकि Dubai a desert place, so sufficient water is not available in Dubai. So now the location is also important, right? If my factory is located in India, example, it would get natural resources, water is available in India very much, okay. So facilities में design, location, layout and environment is also important, okay. Next, product design and product mix is important for capacity planning. Next, process is also important. Human factors. What are the human factors? Job content, job design, motivation, compensation, training. अगर मैं अनएक्सपीरियंस्ड पर्सन को वर्कर्स जैसे रिक्रूट किया, उनको तो काम पता ही नहीं है, वो अच्छे से काम करेगा, मेरे प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करेगा? हाँ, नो, बिकॉज ही इज अनट्रेन्ड एंड इनएक्सपीरियंस्ड लेबर, ओके. देन आफ्टर ऑपरेशनल फैक्टर्स. ऑपरेशनल फैक्टर्स क्या होता है? रॉ मटेरियल लेकर आना, वो प्रोसेस में डालना और फिनिश्ड गुड्स निकालना. सो दिस इज ऑपरेशन. एंड एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स लाइक product standard, safety regulations, where our product is not safe and not edible, like where I am producing water bottles, drinking water bottles, where it contains some chemicals which are very injurious to the human body. So will the human rights or something will accept my product? No, because the external factors will also affect the capacity planning. So what are the factors? Tell me. effective capacity के लिए, so these are the factors which affects the effective capacity. What? Facilities, product, process, human factors, operational factors, external factors. So can anyone frame an abbreviation and tell me fastly? Online, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can anyone just fastly form an abbreviation for that and tell me? Tell to all. So write, if not I will tell. HO, hope, 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 HOPEPF. HOP, hope and EPF. होप EPF, नहीं तो EPF का होप ऐसे लिख दो. EPF का होप, EPF का होप, HOPE, EPF and HOPE. Is that clear everyone? Online? Have you written over there? So next, measurement of capacity. So I have told just now that measurement of capacity will be based on the thing what we are taking as a capacity. Okay, if we take a plant, nahi to raw material, if we take raw material as a capacity, so what quantity of raw material is required? If we take labor as a capacity, how much workers are needed? If we take machinery as a capacity, how much quantity is to be produced? So these are the measurements of capacity. Next, capacity planning decision. It involves the activities such as assessing the capacity of existing fish. So these you can go through. Okay, this theory you can go through. You can learn on your own. So short-term capacity planning and long-term capacity planning you have. Then after finite and infinite. So finite and infinite, what are that? Is there any? No, they have not given, right? So based on time horizon, there are two types of capacity, long-term and short-term. Based on resources employed, finite capacity and infinite capacity. Okay? Based on time horizon, there are long-term and short-term capacity planning. Based on amount of resources employed, finite or infinite. Okay. Next, what are the factors affecting the capacity planning? Controllable factors. So what are the controllable factors and less controllable or uncontrollable factors? So factors affecting the capacity planning in case of controllable factors are amount of labor employed, facilities installed, machines, tooling, shifting of work per day, days worked per week, overtime work, subcontracting, preventive maintenance and number of production setups. So these are the factors which are affecting, these are the controllable factors which are affecting capacity planning. What are those? Labor will affect, okay, labor will affect the capacity planning, facilities installed for the machine, next tooling, shifting of work per day or days worked per week, overtime work. So these are the factors which are affecting the capacity. So uncontrollable factors means which are not controllable. They happens like that. Okay, we cannot control. Like example, when we are producing some, we got a demand for the product, where there is a demand for the product 20,000. So we are in a process of producing the 20,000 units in our factory, but suddenly the tsunami has occurred. So is that controllable factor? No. Suddenly the machine have stopped due to breakdown. Is that a controllable factor? No. Suddenly death of a labor has occurred. Is that a controllable factors? No. Like example, COVID. Due to COVID, many people have died. So is that a controllable factor? No. So these are the uncontrollable factors which affect the capacity planning. What are those? Absenteeism, labor performance, machine breakdown, material shortage, scrap and rework, strike, lockout, fire accidents, natural calamities. Okay, is that clear? So what are the controllable factors? In capacity planning, labor, facilities installed, machines, tooling, shifting of work per day, day worked per hour, overtime, subcontracting, preventive maintenance and number of production setup, and less controllable factors are absenteeism, labor performance, breakdown of machine, lockout, fire accident or any other natural calamities. Is that clear online? Is there any doubt regarding this capacity planning till what I have taught? You can ask. No doubt. Huh? So next.
मैम
हाँ?
मैम ये फाइनाइट कैपेसिटी और इनफाइनाइट कैपेसिटी उसका कुछ एग्जांपल दे सकेंगे क्या?
Okay. Based on amount of resources employed. Resources employed मतलब finite and infinite. Infinite मतलब unlimited resources. So like we can take natural resources. Okay, natural resources are infinite resources which can be available for usage. But finite are which are very limited. Okay, the resources which are very limited for using as a raw material is known as finite, where the resources which are unlimited like water, okay, water and this coal, water, coal, etc. Natural resources like mines, okay. So these are the infinite resources which are available for production, which are available in the process of production are infinite, which are finite in nature, which are very limited in nature. So these are finite capacity planning resources which are employed. Okay, clear?
Yes ma'am.
Next, so what is capacity requirement planning? Capacity requirement planning is a technique which determines the equipment and labor. Personnel capacities are required to meet the production objectives as per the master production schedule and material requirement planning. CRP is nothing but a technique which determines what? Equipment and labor. Okay, capacity requirement planning is a technique which determines what? Equipment and labor to meet the production objective. Okay, it's as simple as that. Actually, while reading this theory, you need to write the points which are important. Okay, while reading also you just mark like a bracket, you put a bracket in everywhere. So what are the important points? Only read that, only write that in exam. So everything is not necessary in this book. Okay, only you put some. If the question is for 4 marks, you need to write 6 points. If the question is for 8 marks, you need to write at least 12 like that. So based on that, you need to know what is what. Okay, what are the important points? You need to just put a bracket. Okay, next. So capacity requirement planning strategies are what? Level capacity plan and matching capacity plan with the demand. So level capacity plan is based on produced to stock and sell. Produced to stock and sell. What is level capacity plan? It is nothing but produce to stock and sell approach, wherein the production systems are operated at a uniform production level and the finished good inventory rise and fall depending upon whether the production level exceeds a demand or vice versa from period of time. So like that. So example, let us take an example for level. So let us take an example for this level capacity. So level capacity is nothing but what he is telling is level capacity where I have got an order or not demand. Let us take where I have got a demand for my products in the first year as 10,000, where I have produced 20,000. So now this is overproduction, right? So this 10,000 is overly produced. Okay. So this 10,000 have no demand, but I have produced 20,000 where the demand is only for 10,000. So this surplus will be like inventory. Okay. This surplus will be like stock in my factory. Okay. So this is the level plan. Okay. Level capacity planning, where matching capacity with demand matlab where the product have 10,000, where 10,000 units have demand, where I have produced 10,000 units. So this is what? Matching capacity with the demand. Okay, is that clear everyone? Huh? Online
Yes,
clear?
ma'am. Yes.
Next, optimum capacity planning. Optimum matlab the constant. Okay. So let us see this optimum plant capacity. Plant capacity has a great influence on cost of production. With increasing volume of production, economies of scale arises which result in reduction in an average cost per unit produced. So optimum plant capacity is nothing but it will be a great influence on cost. So okay, in optimum production, optimum plant capacity में क्या होता है वो it will be mostly affect the cost of production. Okay, it influences the cost of production where we wanted to increase, where our factory or our machine is to produce only 5,000 units पहले, where I wanted to increase this production to 10,000. So now where I was taking into view this optimum plant capacity, so whatever this 5,000 extra units I need to increase will cost more than what I have produced before. Okay. So this is what optimum plant capacity is. So next one, balancing the capacity. Balancing capacity in firms manufacturing many products, the load or different machines and equipment vary due to the changes in the product mix. When the output rates of different machines do not match with the required output rate for the product to be produced, there will be an imbalances between the workload of different machines. So let us, do you know like batch production? Batch production, do you know? Anyone? You have मतलब costing में होता है batch production, do you know? Batch wise produce.
एग्जाम्पल से टॉयज जो बैच में बनाते हैं.
Yeah. हाँ. Actually, where I'm owning a business, I produces 10 different types of products. Okay, I have 10 machines which produces 10 different types of products. 10 different types of products. But I use 5 raw materials for 5 products same. Okay, but the raw material for the 5 products is same. Okay, so I have converted into process this raw material and I have produced output for these 5 products. I have produced the outputs. So here the raw material whichever I have used in these 5 products have produced the output like toys. So example, take toys, soaps, so like something etc. So whatever the raw material for toys and soaps, let us assume it is same. Okay, same raw material for toys and soaps. Output have produced, but here the raw material whatever I have used, when it have put when I have converted into process, it has made half of toys and half of soap. Okay, half toys and half soaps. So will that be a product what I needed? No. So it is imbalancing. Okay, this is what imbalancing, मतलब balancing capacity नहीं है. Okay, where my machine doesn't have balancing capacity. Okay, where my machine doesn't have balancing capacity for producing the products. Okay, next, implication of plant capacity. Implication of plant capacity, what are the two major implications? Change in output of an existing plant of certain installed capacity affects the production cost, and changes in plant capacity by changing the size of the plant having the significant effect on the cost. Did you understood what they are saying? What are the two major implications of plant capacity? One is changes in the output of existing plant, where the existing plant में output का change किया है. For what? Plant of certain installed capacity affect the production. Then after second one, change in the plant capacity by changing the size of the plant. Okay, where let us take first one. What they are saying, changing the output of existing machine of certain installed capacity affects the production. Two major cost. What example I need to explain? Okay, so what they are saying is nothing but, so where they are changing the output. Okay, they are changing, like example where I have a machinery. Okay, where I have a machinery which produces like what will take steel products. Okay, which produces steel products. But now they are changing my output of machinery. So now they are using that machinery to produce bronze products. Okay, bronze products. So now they are making this existing machinery to produce the different products. So they are changing the output by using the existing machine. Okay, they are changing the output. पहले स्टील प्रोड्यूस करता था, पर लेकिन now they are producing the bronze material or bronze products. Okay, they are changing the output by using the existing machinery. Second one, what are the implication of plant capacity? Second one में क्या होता है? Change in plant capacity by changing the size of the plant. Changing the plant capacity by changing the size of the plant. Size of the plant मतलब not physically. Okay, not physically. For example, I have a bike. I will in simple terms. Sorry, bike. So where I have a bike or a scooty which has a mileage of 60. Okay, so 1 liter petrol will give 60 kilometers, let us assume. So now I was adding some features for this bike to increase the mileage. So now this is giving 80. Did I change my bike? No, same bike, but I have added some special features or special motors or something to increase my by mileage. Okay, so this is what they are saying. They are changes in the plant capacity. Because of what? By changing the size of the plant. Okay, changing the plant capacity by changing the size of the plant. Next, so you go through this theory from here, so you can understand. These are in simple words only, you can understand. So let us start problems. Okay, so problem number 5. So a department works on 8-hour shift, 250 days in a year, and has a usage data of machine as given below. So the product X, Y, Z. X has a demand of what? 300 units. Processing time 4 hours. Product Y had a demand of 400 and processing time 6 hours. Next, Z has an annual demand of 500 and the processing time is 3 hours. So let us start this question number 5. Write in your books. So what are the products? We have X, Y. So X, Y and Z. We have the products X, Y and Z. So what is an annual demand? So annual demand in units, right? So what is the annual demand? 300 units, 400 units and 500 units. So what is the time they are taking for processing? Time taken. You need to write this units, hours, rupees, etc. compulsorily in the exam, whatever they have mentioned in the question. Okay. So what is the processing time needed? Time taken 4 hours, 6 hours and 3 hours. So processing time needed what? So where I had a demand of 300 units for X, so time will be taken what? 3 hours. So processing time will be needed 300 into 1 unit के लिए 4 hours. They will take 4 hours to produce 1 unit. So 300 hours के लिए कितना है? Okay. This is what we have to do in exam. For producing 1 unit, they are taking 4 hours. 300 units के लिए कितना है? Okay. So 300 into 4, 400 into 6, 500 into 3. So 4 3s are 1200, 2400, 15. So total, what is total? 9, 11, 5100. So these are the total hours required to produce. So what is the total demand? 500, 538, 8 plus 1200. So 1200 units of X, Y, Z produce करने के लिए हमको 5100 hours is required. Okay. So next one, what they have given in the question? Next one, a department, first they have given department works for what? 8 hours for 250 days a year. So what is this? Is a processing time. What is the labor time? Or standard hours. What is the standard hours? 8 into 8 hours. This is the standard hours. 8 hours into 250 days. So what is the number? 8 into 250. 8 into 250.
2000.
Huh?
2000.
4,000.
2000.
2,000. Acha, okay. 2,000. So this is the standard one, and this is the processing time. So divide both. Workload per year divided by production capacity per machine. So this is the formula. So what is the formula? Workload per year, what? Workload per year is 51,000. So 5100. So 5100 divided by 2000. What's an answer? 5100 divided by 2000.
2.55.
This is the number of machines required. 2.5. So it can be taken as 3. So 3 machines are required to produce 1200 units of XYZ. Okay? Copied? Copied. Next question. Let us start next question. So next is sixth question. A steel plant has a design capacity of 50,000 tons of steel per day, effective capacity of 40,000 tons of steel per day, and an output of 36,000 tons of steel per day, and compute the efficiency of the plant and its utilization. So I will tell this formula to remember easily. So actually, let us take a day has how many hours? 24 hours a day has. But what are the, suppose we are preparing for final, so what are the effective hours of reading? Actually, we'll sleep for example for 8 hours. So रात में ऐसे 6-7 hours, on morning में let us take 2 hours. So suppose 10 hours. So okay, 10 hours remove कर दीजिए. So total hours which will be available were 14. Okay, so this will be going for sleeping, eating or some routine work. Okay, so next 14 hours में 14 hours हम पढ़ाई करते हैं नहीं, 3-4 घंटे ऐसी फोन देखता है और 2 घंटे ऐसी फ्रेंड्स से घूमने जाते. So let us take 6 hours. Okay, so what are the effective hours we are reading? Suppose for example 8 hours. Actual hours we are reading what? 8 hours. So 8 divided by 14. So this is the formula. So effective hours divided by actual hours. Okay, effective hours, what are the hours available after removing the sleeping hours? So 14. So इसमें 6 hours, so ऐसे चला जाता है. So 8 hours we are actually reading. Okay, so this is what the formula is. Okay, so they are telling what efficiency of the plant is actual output. So actual output means actual how many hours we are reading. In the example 8 hours. So effective capacity is 14 hours. So actually there are 14 hours which we can effectively, which we can utilize effectively. So in the question what they have given, total a steel plant has a design capacity of, it has a capacity of what? 50,000. Capacity of 50,000. Like in the example, it's a 24 hours. Okay. Next one, effective capacity is, but effective capacity is for 40,000. So this is example 14 hours. So actual output were produced what? Actual output produced what? 36,000. So this is what 8 hours. So what's the formula? So just throw these numbers into in the formula. 36,000 divided by 40,000 will the answer. So this is what we are actually utilization or utilizing. Okay, these are the, so like actually this 8 divided by 14, those are the hours actually we are utilizing for studying. Same that way, these are the 36 divided by 40,000 is the actual capacity we are utilizing. So what's the amount? Into 100, put into 100. If you get decimals, right? So 72%. So everyone clear? Everyone, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So next question. So a firm has 4 centers A, B, C, D in series with the individual capacity in units per day shown in the figure below. So there is a raw material. So actually there are 4 products. Okay, so 4 work centers. Okay, pehla they are putting this raw material into these work centers. Okay, so what is the work center? 1 A, second one B, third one C, fourth one D, and next they produces output. Okay, these are the work centers. Okay, these are the work centers, matlab which make raw material to finished goods. They are the work center which process the raw material to finished goods. So in the question what they are asking, identify the bottleneck center. So what is mean by bottleneck center? Bottleneck center means what? So they have given the units for A will process 380 units, B will process 360, and C will process 340, and D will process 400, and what's output? It's 300. So bottleneck is nothing but the work center which is producing the least units. Okay, the the work center which is producing least units, मतलब इसका capacity इतना ही है. Okay, the work center का capacity इतना ही है, वो इतना ही produce कर रही है. ठीक है? So this is this center, work center C has minimum capacity of producing only 340 units. So this will be the bottleneck. Okay. So you will clearly know about the bottleneck in your final. Okay. Next. So what is the system capacity? What is system capacity? What is system capacity? System capacity is the maximum units that are responsible to produce in the system as a whole. Hence, the system capacity is the capacity of the bottleneck center, that is 340 units. When here the bottleneck is C, where the system capacity is also C because it is producing the maximum units that it is possible to produce. Okay, इसका capacity इतना ही है, वो इतना ही produce कर रही है. ठीक है? So that's why this is the bottleneck and this is the system capacity. It has a capacity of producing only 340 units. So it is producing only 340 units. Okay? So this is the system capacity है. Next one, what is the system efficiency? So actual output by system capacity. So what's the actual output क्या है 300. So what is the system capacity है 340. Actual output 300 by 340 is the system what efficiency. Okay, everyone clear? Everyone, is that clear?
Hello, ma'am.
हाँ, tell me.
Ma'am, this system capacity did not understand, ma'am.
System capacity did not understood.
Yes, ma'am.
एक जो है उसको इस सिस्टम कैपेसिटी होगा क्या?
हाँ,
जैसे बॉटल एक जो लिस्ट है वो तो 340
actually
लिस्ट है.
the bottleneck will be the work center C. Okay, you should not see these units. Actually the bottleneck center will be the C because it is producing the minimum capacity. Okay, in this 4 the C is producing the minimum capacity, so it is the bottleneck will be the C. Okay, work center C will be the bottleneck. But in the system capacity, what they are telling, where the actual output is what 300 units itself. Okay, तो 300 units में ये C का कितना कैपेसिटी है 340 है इसका, क्योंकि ये bottleneck है, because it's a bottleneck which will produce only 340 units. It has a capacity to produce only 340. Okay, so that's why this is system capacity. So remove this question, I will explain you clearly. So let us example say where worker A and worker B. Okay, these are two laborers. Where A is working for 4 hours. Let us see also. So worker A is working for 4 hours, B is working for 6 hours, and C is working for 2 hours. Okay, so where the raw material has processed, where the workers are working for the product to make it finished goods, the output was like 1 unit, but it requires 3 hours. So let us take the 1 unit of output requires 3 hours of labor. Okay, so in this, so what वर्क सेंटर लेबर ए बी सी, इसमें कौन बॉटलनेक है? बॉटलनेक कौन है इसमें? कैन एनीवन?
सी लग रहा है.
हाँ,
सी लग रहा है.
C will be the bottleneck because he is producing the least, मतलब he is putting his efficiency only of 2 hours to produce the product. Okay, he is only working for 2 hours. Among the 3, he is working for only 2 hours to make the product, make the unit 1. So this is bottleneck. So clear? So next, system capacity. What is system capacity means? Where C has a capacity, he can work only for 2 hours. He cannot work for more than 2 hours. Okay? He can work only for 2 hours. So what the units produced? 3 hours. So already 3 hours में C का capacity कितना है? 2 hours he can work in that 3 hours. So 1 hour has been worked by A and B, right? So where he can minimum and maximum capacity he can work is 2 hours. Okay, that is the maximum capacity or minimum capacity he can work for to produce a product for 2 hours. So that's why in this 3 hours, 2 hours have been worked by C only. So that 1 hour is worked by A and B. So that's why the system capacity here is 2 hours, because he has contributed 2 hours, which is more than 75% hours in producing unit 1. So the same here, it's here also, where the actual output has produced 300, but the C can produce what? 340. Okay, 340. So the maximum what C has produced 340. So maximum or minimum of the work center C is 340 units. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, system efficiency. So to that numbers, actual output by system capacity, you will get system efficiency. Okay. Next one, next question. So a manager has decided about the number of machines to be purchased. He has three options: purchasing one or two or three machines. The data are given below. So the number of machines, machine 1 has a fixed cost of what, 12,000, and the corresponding range of output was 0 to 3,000. Where the machine 2 has annual fixed cost of 15,000, corresponding range of output is 301 to 600. Where the machine 3 has a fixed cost of 21,000, corresponding range of output will be 601 to 900. So here the variable cost is what, 20 rupees, revenue is 50 rupees. So what they have asked in the question, to determine the break even point. Okay, break even point. So formula for break even point is, it has many formulas. You will be known in marginal costing. Okay, marginal costing में आपको clearly explain करेगा. So let us take, so formula. What is the formula they have given in your book? It's थोड़ा different है, पर लेकिन चलो वही follow करता है, ठीक है? So let us take break even point is equal to fixed cost divided by revenue minus variable cost. Okay, or you can take as fixed cost divided by contribution. Contribution का मतलब, actually there will be a cost sheet like sales, okay, minus variable cost, that gives us contribution, okay, minus fixed cost, that gives us profit. So this is the format you will follow in marginal costing. So in break even, so we will follow for fixed cost divided by contribution. Contribution is nothing but cost minus revenue minus variable cost. Okay, revenue, what sales cost minus variable cost will get contribution. Okay, so first one, let us take the first machinery. So what is the fixed cost they have given in the first one? 1200. So what is the revenue? 50 per unit minus 20 is the variable cost. So tell me what's the answer? 1200 divided by 30. 1200 divided by 30. Tell me.
400 units.
400 units. 400 units. Actually break even point matlab where there is no cost and no profit. Okay, there will be a graph like suppose x-axis, y-axis. Okay, where there is a break even point in the middle. Like example, it's a just assume it's not a real graph, just assume it is a point where the company has not incurred any cost or it doesn't have any profit also. So this is what break even point means. Okay, so these are the 400 units. So the corresponding range of output was for for one machine, the corresponding range of output was what? 0 to 3. 0 to 300 units. Will that 400 will be in the middle or is that present in this range? Is this 400 units present in this range? No. So the answer is no. So next we have to Do another quarter. Q2, break even 2. Second one, second machine. So what's the fixed cost? 15,000 divided by 30.
And 500.
500. So 500 units. So what is the range they have given for second one? 301 to 600. So is this 500 is within the range? Yes. Okay. So this 500 is within the range. So machine number 2 will break even. It has a break even point. So next Q3, break even 3. So annual fixed cost, what is the fixed cost? 21,000. That divided by 30. 700 क्या?
700 units.
हाँ 700. What's the range? 601 to 900. So this is also had a break even. Okay, 700 is present in this field, so it also has break even. So what are the points which have break even? Machine number 2 and 3 had break even. Machine number 1 is not within the range, so it doesn't have break even. ठीक है? Is that clear? Everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
हाँ, tell me.
Ma'am, can you please explain the break-even point again?
हाँ, what?
The break-even point.
Break even point. Break even का मतलब where the point which doesn't have where the company has not incurred any cost or it has not gained any profit. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
It's a break even.
Thank you.
So next. So this we'll start tomorrow, but थोड़ा मतलब थियरी पूरा रिमेम्बर है कि नहीं? अभी तक का पूरा थियरी याद है कि नहीं? So what is OPM? What is OM? Anyone from online or offline? What is OM? What is operation? What is management? So once let us revise that. What is operation management? What is strategic management? Operation management nothing but the day-to-day activities which are gone through in the business life. Purchase of raw material, putting into process and converting it to finished goods. And what is management? Better utilization of resources and customer satisfaction. Next, what is strategic management? Strategic management is a long-term, goal-oriented activity where we have planning for long-term to compete with our competitors and to expand our business. So, what are the objectives of operational management? Tell me, anyone online? Customer satisfaction and resource utilization. So what is the scope of operation management? So what's the abbreviation we have kept? P for M square QL. What's the P for? Product design. Product design.
Process design.
Process design. Product planning. Next.
Plant layouts and material
Plant
handling.
layout. Yes. Next.
Location of facilities.
Yes. Location. Next. Quality. Next.
Material management.
Material
Maintenance
management and maintenance management. Yes, these are the scopes of operation management. So what's the differences between product management and operation management? Product management is a historical word which have been used in the past years for managing the production, and it is only deals with the tangible whereas operation management is presently using, which deals with both tangible and intangible. Okay, it's narrow in term, product management is narrow in term, and process management is wider in term. So what are the questions we arise when we need to start a product and operation management? What to produce, when to produce, how much to produce, how to produce. So do we have material? Huh? Are we producing the right things? Do we have customers to satisfy? Okay, these are the things arises. So next, characteristics of a modern operation function. MD of SS, can anyone? MD of SS, disappearances of. M for manufacturing as a competitive advantage, disappearances of smokestacks. Next for D, MD of SS, SS is service orientation. Next S is for small is beautiful. Next, modern operation management is also characterized by DGP of TRCS, D for disruption and pressure for innovation, G for globalization, P for pressure for optimization of operational costs, T for technological development, R for requirement of supreme services. Next, C for changing needs and preferences of customer. Then after, shorter product life cycle. Next trends, recent trends, what? Global market price, total quality management, flexibility, product strategy. Next, time reduction technology, worker involvement, re-engineering, environmental issues, corporate, downsizing, supply chain management and lean production. So what is demand and what is forecasting? Demand is nothing but desire of something to buy for consideration. Okay, forecasting is nothing but estimation about the future demand. So it may be long term, short term, medium term. Next, so what are the methods? So what are the steps in forecasting? Determining the objective to forecast. Next, select the period for forecasting, then method, then after source of information, it is of primary or secondary source. Next, what are the forecasting methods? Qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative method is of survey of buyer intention, collective opinion, group executive judgment, experts opinion, market test method. And quantitative में कितना methods होता है? Regression and time series analysis. What are the components affecting the qualitative? What are the components affecting the time series analysis? Cyclical, seasonal, trends, irregular. So everyone gone through or not? Huh? Everyone, have you revised the previous topics, whatever we have discussed? If not, you will surely forget. Okay. So have you doing these problems? Is there any doubt in the previous topics, whatever I have taught? Online students? So tomorrow we will start with a new topic, facility, location and layout. Can anyone tell facility? Just in its on your own terms. Facility, location and layout. Huh? Can anyone? Facility, location and layout का मतलब क्या है? In your own terms. Offline. Factory or an industry where it is located. So still now what were we reading, मतलब what were we knowing about? पहला operation management, next one demand. Okay, actually they are going in a number. Okay, they are coming like first we will put our raw material to process to make output. So this is operation. Okay, then after for what we are making output? For sale, like मतलब demand के लिए. Okay, to give it to customers. Next third one what is that? Capacity. So after demand we have to know about our capacity. Next one, fourth one, what is? Now we are going through facility. मतलब facility मतलब the location where our industry is located. Okay, where our industries is located. Facility, what? Facility location. Location and layout. Okay, they are going layout. They are going in an order. Okay, we have produced our output to for what? Customer demand. Then after we need to check our capacity for next demand. Then after we need to look after our location where we have located, where our industry or our factory is located. Okay, is that located in a good place? Okay, like where I am producing water bottles, where my factory is located in Dubai, where natural resources is zero. Is that a proper location? No, it's not a proper location of my factory. Okay, location is also important. Okay, where I have located in a country where the income tax charges are very high. Okay, is that a proper location? No. Where I have located my factory where the people are very rude. Okay, where my factory is producing like chemicals, they are releasing a dangerous gases, so they are making strikes, they are throwing some rod, something, they are okay, they are fighting for their safety. So is that a proper location? No, because of our factory, they are people are injured or getting ill health. So facility, proper location of a factory is also important. So this is what the facility location and layout will tell us. Okay, so we'll look after it tomorrow. We'll do problems regarding this. So how many questions? So it's mostly of theory. Some problems are also there. So tomorrow is there any class? Sunday? So Sunday no class. Okay, Sunday no class. ठीक है, चलो बाय बाय, गुड नाइट.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye. But I need to see full attendance from Monday. Okay, ऑनलाइन में भी बहुत कम लोग हैं, ऑफलाइन में भी कम लोग हैं, तो ऐसे मतलब ऐसे आने से आप लोग कैसे पास हो जाएगा? You need to be very regular to the classes. Okay.